Some differences I've seen between black and white races is the way we speak, the way we carry ourselves, our style of clothing, the way that we wear our clothing or the clothing that we're into. You know, black people love Jordans. And I feel like all that falls back on our environment, you know. Oftentimes, black people tend to grow up in the inner city where you see people sagging their pants or, you know, you see people who look like you acting that way. That's how you figure that's the right way to do it, you know. So it's a matter of culture.
I came in contact with a police officer before, and regarding the situation, when I told him that, it's not something that I would, because I was like, wrong place, wrong time type of situation. And I told him that, that's not something I would do. I'm an AP student. I have a 2.7. Like, that's not something I was into. He told me that that's not possible because people like me don't have grades like that and don't have things like that going for them. So that was a problem for me. What do you mean, people like me?
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel singled out because that's not fair. Like, why can't people like me or like my color be able to do something that someone of his color could? It was a minor setback, but it turned into a greater comeback because it motivated to me to prove people like him wrong, to do better. That's why I'm here. Well, I just believe that people with that mindset already have in their mind that they're on top of you. They're gonna win regardless. So if you sit there and be negative along with them, then yeah, they won. So by me being positive and overcoming that, like, no, you didn't win because I fought back. And I'm continuing to fight every day with that situation.
I don't feel like I have equal opportunity just because as an African American female, I always feel like I have to work twice as hard, look better, dress better, just everything. Like I have to be better to be afforded the same opportunity as someone of a different race per se. And even in like going into like job interviews or anything like that, I always feel like I have to like just always put my best foot forward. I have to speak more like professionally. Like I just have to do everything way better just to be held to the same standard as someone else of a different race. So
Why do you think that is?
I just think just overall, just in the world that we live in, it's just, although we don't want there to be differences between different races, there are. And I think it's something that we all do as people, not consciously or on purpose, but it's just something that's just part of our society where some people are looked at as just, I don't know, maybe like superior over others. So in order to be at that same level as another person, you have to work way harder than they would have to. So
Black people, they don't really get the freedom as much as other cultures get. I feel like black people are still chained. For instance, I'm not racist, but I have white friends as well. When I see them dress, I see them dress like flashy, as in like, nice button downs and nice, khaki pants. And I'm not saying that black people don't dress like that because, black people do dress like that, but majority, I feel, are way more flashy. Like if you look in the hip hop industry, you see people with jewelry, chains, all of that. But if you look at the Caucasian singers, they're not, with all the chains and all the females and all the booty popping and all that. We're interested more in flashy material and materialistic things, I should say. And once we get it, we love to show it off.
Coming into college for me was a nervous venture, and I think having the support of my mother and just telling me that everything was going to be okay and that I was going to be the best at whatever I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be a doctor going into it, and she just gave me that confidence and the support that I needed that I know some people don't have, so I don't take it for granted, and that's why she's my role model. So I've been through 3 different high schools. I moved a lot. And the last high school I attended, where I graduated from, is in Ellington. And Ellington is a very rural, white town. And going there was really hard for me because I've always been around at least some type of diversity. So it was the first time that I felt the most isolated. And classroom experiences in history classes specifically were always a little bit tense for me, because how do you communicate with a teacher who will specifically ask you a question about, the 1800s, 1900s, and specifically not attack you, but specifically ask you, how you feel about it, what you think about it. It's awkward. And if you're the only person in class who can relate to Black culture, relate to anything besides Caucasian culture, it's hard, because you're kind of pinpointed and you're seen as the voice of all Black people, and I'm not. So it was hard, and I went through 3 different high schools, all in suburban communities, which I'm thankful for, that my parents were able to put me in good schools, but it comes with a price. So
I feel like, discriminate at our college. We go here. It's not that big, huge amount of African Americans that attend this school. It's like not that high percentage-wise either. I know it's still diverse with Hispanics, Latinos and all of them, and Caucasian African Americans, but we still lack the community of Black people attending colleges, due to financial aid and due to just being discriminated when they were just growing up, just saying, you can't do this, you can't do that. So I can say that's the amount of progress. I mean, I'm here now, so I see that we still are reaching to a certain limit in this world, but it's gonna take some time for us to still reach to that certain goal we're trying to get. Being equal with other races and just being equal as a whole. It's slowly coming as a process, but in some time I can see, white people, Black people, Hispanics, and everything all come as a whole and just be equal.